Hello guys, this video is for those who wanted to see Russian slums. There are a lot of videos on my channel that shows an apartment of ordinary Russian people. This is how the majority of Russians live. But surprisingly, some comments accuse me of passing off the homes of wealthy Russians as an accommodation for the majority of Russians. I don't know why some people want to believe that Russians live in poverty. Yes, there are so many problems in my country and it's not getting better right now. But it's not that bad as many people want to believe. So today I'm going to show you what we can really call slums, and let's see what it looks like and how many people really live in slums in Russia. This channel, guys, is about an everyday life of ordinary Russian people. And where I am in the world right now, I am in Siberia, in Irkutsk city. We are about 300 kilometers away from Mongolian border, and we are not far from China. So if you're curious about this part of the globe, stay tuned. On the outskirts of many Russian cities, there are streets that time forgot. These are not historic districts preserved for tourists. These are the barracks, temporary housing built by the Soviet government after the World War II, intended to last just a few years. So this is the district we don't really call slums, but I think Western world would call it slums. These are a quarter of barracks. These buildings, all these buildings, they were built like 70 years ago as an accommodation for people, for workers of factories and plants. And these accommodations were supposed to be used for 15-20 years. But people still live there. Most of these houses, they are officially unsafe. And people who live in these houses nowadays, they are waiting for their new accommodation from government. At the moment, there are about 600 barracks in my city, in Irkutsk city. Barracks are located in every district of the city. More than 8,000 people are on a waiting list for better housing conditions. The total population of Irkutsk city is more than 620,000 people. So it means that only 1% of people live in slums. So I am right in the center of this district, and I am surrounded by, like, I guess 20 barracks like this. And they even have this building, which is also old, but it was a little bit like repaired. This is a children's club. Let's see what kind of hobby classes they have here. So this kids club invites children and adults to join Aikido classes, English learning lessons, painting classes, mathematics, school preparation courses, chess classes, and driving courses. People still live in areas like this, despite the fact that these houses were officially declared unsafe. When I was a kid, actually, I lived in an apartment in the same district, not quite here, but like maybe 2 kilometers from here, in a house like this. So we had exactly the same post boxes. It looks like it's hardly used nowadays. So this barracks area is a part of a bigger district. I actually was growing up in this district, like my childhood house, apartment is like 2 kilometers from here. But when I was a kid, I've never been in this area. In the 90s, it formed an environment to rise up future gangsters. So in 90s, all the gangsters, local gangsters, like criminals, they were from here, from this barracks. And surprisingly, this is the area from here all the way over there. This is like slums area, and right across the road there are very good houses, Stalinkas. So over here, from here all the way this way, this barracks area, like slums. Across the road we have very good apartments, Stalinkas. They are also from Soviet time, but they are still quite expensive and high quality. And let's have a look over there. New apartments, high-rise buildings with an expensive, well, relatively expensive accommodation over there. I love these Stalinkas. Look at this architecture, look at these huge windows. This is so cool. It's very nice to live in these houses, but it's not really cool to live here. But look at this nice area. In the evening you can chill here on these benches. And what we've got here, this is street gym. Okay, let's have a look closer. Actually, it's getting more and more popular in sleeping districts. In my city, in other cities in Russia, we install this equipment for exercises, for lifting weights. Okay, and these are slums. Okay, this board explains how to use this training stuff, this training equipment. And this is one more, something for sport. So here is the area for sport. These are barracks. This monument is a woman with a child. According to the legend, a woman carried a child out of burning barracks. It happened at the end of 30s in 20th century. The monument was restored, of course. And today, guys, we are invited to an apartment of a family who lives in one of these barracks. So let's see what it looks like, what it feels like to raise a family in a house that was built as a temporary accommodation 70 years ago. So this is our house. Let's get in. There's a metal door here, it's closed. Next to the door we have a board for advertising. So this paper offers us a job as a security. This paper offers us the repairment of windows, balconies, and this is the advertising of our supermarket. Oi. So what we've got here, don't close the door, we are waiting for emergency service. So I'm frozen. This is one door and this is the next door. Here is the space where people who live in this house, they can leave their stuff up. The light automatically was switched off. So this is smart lamp. So there are 4 apartments on each floor, and you see how reliable the doors on each apartment has. Let's explore the public hallway first. Over here we have different notifications, advertising. Well, actually these are different instructions, what to do in case of different emergencies, what to do in case of fire, where to call, stuff like this. Okay, here we've got new post boxes, and even in the public hallway, windows were replaced. It's plastic, it's new. This building has 2 stores, the first and the second floor. And on the second floor, we've got also 4 apartments. And there is an attic. So guys, let's get in. Oh, it's so loud. Здравствуйте. Спасибо. This is our host. Her name is Olga. Olga, good morning. Доброе утро.
Проходите.
К вам часто блогеры приходят в гости? Первый раз. Как давно вы живете здесь?
Наверное, около полгода, может быть, чуть больше, наверное. Ну, ближе к году где-то.
Ближе к году. Как зовут кота?
Валерий.
Валерий. Привет, Валерий.
Наша квартира как бы съемная. Как бы здесь часть мебели хозяйская, часть наша.
So this is a small hallway with a wardrobe and a shoe rack. This is also the most common place for electricity meters. And you can see the double door entrance. The metal door is relatively new. There are traces of scratches on the wooden part of the door. This means that even a cat couldn't break down the door. And the second door is a wooden one, and it's a original door. In the past, a mailbox was a part of the door. If we open it now, we can even find old newspapers. Let's check the date on the cover. Уже 96-й год.
Здесь у нас зал.
This is a living room, a place for the whole family to get together to watch TV and play with kids. As Olga is renting this apartment, the interior is a mix of the owner's furniture and decoration choice with the stuff of the tenant. The best part of my job is an opportunity to communicate with the creatures like this. Целуй давай. Ольга, а когда вот вы переехали сюда год назад, почему именно сюда?
Потому что у меня свекровь живет на 2-м этаже. Чтобы не оставлять свекровь одну, мы переехали сюда. Как бы, со здоровьем. Вот так вот, и чтобы находиться рядом.
А сколько у вас детей?
2.
2 детей.
Да, старший сейчас в садике, младший вот дома.
А сколько лет?
6 и 3. Сейчас, Алба.
Чем вы занимаетесь и чем муж, где работаете?
Муж работает на авиазаводе, слесарь-конструктор. А я в оригинале, фотоцентр оригинал.
So guys, let's have a look at the living room. Here is the place where all the family get together. And as you can see, there are carpets on the floor. This is very Russian style. Ольга,
Да.
кто у вас играет на гитаре?
Играет на гитаре у нас муж. Помимо гитары он еще у нас на баяне играет.
На баяне?
И на ложках.
Какие есть трудности, связанные с проживанием именно здесь?
Ой, первоначально, вот, допустим, до отопления это сырость. Это просто как реально подземелье на самом деле. И отсутствие вот прям света солнечного. На Иркутске это высыхало за несколько часов вещи. Неважно, есть отопление или нет. Здесь это без отопления это 1,5-2 суток. Он все равно он просевший. Здесь также присутствует же подвал. У нас вот вход в подвал на кухне находится. А от него, соответственно, тоже идет сырость большая. Поэтому здесь очень влажно. Он же аварийный дом. Он признан аварийным. Его будут сносить через 4 года. Здесь как бы так. А еще плюс тому, что очень много дыр как бы в стенах. Поэтому все не просыхает.
Так, Ольга, что это у вас такое?
Это звездное небо. Карта звездного неба, получается, она составляется под дату рождения определенного человека. Или на корпоративе каждому под свою дату.
И сколько стоит аренда в месяц?
Здесь 13 и 300 получается. 300 рублей это за свет, и 13 основная вот плата. Это чисто такая символическая, потому что квартиру держат, что она под снос, чтобы получить новую. Поэтому цену как бы не завышает вообще.
On the wall in this room you can see family pictures. And this is pretty typical for a Russian apartment. А тепло ли здесь зимой?
Ну, мы пока еще не проверяли, как бы, потому что, ну, как бы первая зима у нас только предстоит здесь.
Olga expects that in winter it will be cold in the apartment. That's why they prepared a couple of additional heaters for each room. The walls in this house are thin and made of wood, and the dampness is very high. Olga also knows that the floor will be cold. That's why they placed carpets to make it warmer. Of course, the owner of the apartment doesn't want to invest any money in repairment and any upgrades because renting fare is very low and 7,000 rubles of 13,000 goes to cover utility bills and the income of the owner is only 4,000. А продаются ли квартиры в этих домах?
Нет, они не продаются. Ну, потому что они по большей части все здесь находятся под снос.
In 4 years, all these houses will be demolished, and the owners of apartments in these barracks will get a new accommodation in modern buildings. Ольга, а вот это, по-моему, персонажи из мультика, да, российского?
Это смешарики. Это очень популярный российский мультик. Получается, трансляция этого мультика покупали права также и США, получается, и Китай. Они транслировались и так как в Америке, и также и в Китае.
Russian people really love to read, and normally these wardrobes are full of books. Что вы читаете, Ольга?
Здесь по большей части здесь жанр именно фэнтези. В американском буктоке сейчас популярно вот это есть букток. Вот это американского блогера книги. Они тоже сейчас очень популярны. Сейчас выходит уже 3-я часть этих книг. Любимая вещь. Но так как муж ей не пользуется, мы решили приспособить ее под игрушки. Это инструменты. Это...
Вы путешествуете или просто для интересу?
Для интересу.
So guys, we are here right now in Irkutsk near the Lake Baikal. This is Mongolia, this is huge China, and the majority of you are from here, from the United States, from Canada, a couple of people from Great Britain, and a small part of my audience is from here, from India and Southeast Asia. So this is how huge and beautiful our planet is.
Ну, это, соответственно,
Ванна.
Да.
Так, давайте посмотрим ванну. Originally, these barracks were built without a toilet and a bathroom. These amenities were installed many decades later. The area was separated by thin walls, thus tub and toilet were placed. The problem here in this bathroom that the water pressure is very weak. Another problem is that because of the holes in walls, this area gets very cold in winter. No one is going to invest in improving the conditions, as in 4 years this house will be demolished. Машинка новая, и это бирюса, да?
Да.
Это наша, в смысле российская. So guys, this is the size of the bathroom. So I'm standing, leaning over one wall, and I'm almost touching the opposite wall. So it's tiny, but actually when these barracks, when these buildings were built 70 years ago, there was no bathroom at all. So this wall is relatively new. Kitchen here is pretty standard for Russian families and Russian apartments. Normally we have lots of equipment for cooking. Thus, they've got a dishwasher and air fryer, a small induction oven and a kettle. Also, this family has a multi-cooker, a grill, a deep fryer and a microwave oven. When you have a big family, you need to cook a lot. A trend to place travel magnets on a fridge is already disappearing in Russia. Nowadays, people prefer to keep the fridge door empty. Anyway, it depends on personal preferences. Here, Olga is saying that a couple of magnets she got from my brother as a gift. By the way, guys, well, Olga just showed us how many magnets she got from my brother as a gift from his trips. And, interesting fact, I've got 0 magnets from my brother from his traveling.
крыше.
Несет холодом, ага.
Ну вот надо потом закрывать вот.
Угу.
У нас есть.
Котяра. Боже мой-ка какая. Кто у нас здесь? В окошко смотрит. Что у нас в окошке? Bars on the windows is a must-have in this area. А ночью как здесь вечером ходить страшно, не страшно? Как вы ощущаете себя здесь?
Не совсем комфортно. Район такой себе, конечно, на самом деле. Ну, и обилие собак, это постоянно. У нас здесь контингент, конечно, своеобразный. Здесь спальня.
The bedroom is tiny. There are two beds here. One is for Olga and her husband, another one is for their daughter. The rest of furniture is the owner's furniture that she didn't bother to take out of the apartment. The room would feel more comfortable without two broken washing machines and an old bureau.
Это хозяйская. Я не знаю, сколько ей лет.
Ну, советский период, каких-нибудь 60-х, наверное, годов.
Да, получается, у нее даже ключ есть. Ну, от этих все. Они все столки закрываются на ключ.
This cat followed camera the whole time I've been in this apartment.
Тут вот всякие вот монеты. Осталось. Я достану. То есть, вот.
Еще бы, ну вот 90-й год.
Да,
Класс.
80-го есть. У нас здесь есть.
Так, о,
Забавно это.
это советская.
Даже
Класс. Класс. А если перевернуть, есть там где-то дата создания, что-то такое? Цена 113 рублей 72 копейки. О.
Вот залез.
Ага.
Да, друга, потому что он брался для нее. Она нас очень сильно боялась
Спать?
кошек.
А,
Ну,
кошек.
На диванчике, господи.
На диване. Почему вы не снимете квартиру вот просто где-нибудь рядом? Ну, в таком доме, уже хотя бы в Сталинке там или в Хрущевке?
Ну, во-первых, цены. Сейчас средняя цена 25, 26, 30. В принципе, символично. Рядом, то есть у нас дети по лестнице поднялись, они у бабушки.
So guys, it was probably the most unusual apartment so far on my channel, and thank you so much, Olga, for inviting us today. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you have something like this in your countries, and would you be able to live in a house like this? Even at the beginning of 20th century, the problem of these barracks still remains a pressing social problem in Siberian cities. It's less common in big cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg, but in Siberia we still have these barracks districts. Could you imagine living this way? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you wanna see more everyday lives of ordinary Russian people, please like, subscribe and hit the bell button. See you next videos.